All right, so we're gonna go live in just a few moments. All right, so I just need to make sure about that. All right, so let's go and get started. Now for this one, of course, I don't like showing this for everybody. Just whoever's interested in leverage, then great. But I don't want to show this to everybody just because, you know, people who are still learning, it makes it really difficult to see leverage, and then you might get greedy and then get wrecked. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we go. Right now, this is the chart that we're looking at, and I'm just kind of like looking at different charts. So if you have a coin, and this is kind of, let's go over here to this. If you have a coin, where can I put this? I can put it over here. If you have a coin that you think will do good, or if you want to, you know, tell me what you're in or what looks good or whatever, just let me know so, you know, we can check it out. But so let me go ahead and just pop this out so it's a little bit closer. Okay, there we go. All right, so one that I'm looking at is SOL, and I'm looking to do a short on SOL. Now, of course, I'm going to be patient with this. So the reason I want a short on SOL, if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we have an area of interest right in this area. Doesn't mean that it'll come down here, but it just means that, you know, we have a pretty high possibility or probability that it may come down here, get this fair value gap. In addition to that, get this area where the market makers pushed the coin up. It's on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm waiting for it to break this level, and it was like right here, like literally just a few minutes ago. I was like, oh, this would be a nice little short. Then, of course, you know, we go to the 15-minute time frame, and we can kind of see that it was here, started coming up. We do have these areas of interest, and the market makers are already pushing it up. Well, this is the retail pushing it up. They're wanting to, you know, try to catch this bounce. Start coming up, and it may come up to here, maybe eat all of it, but then maybe possibly come back down. If it comes back down and breaks below this, I'm going to be entering this short, and I'm probably just be in it for like maybe an hour, you know, just kind of have some fun. Maybe an hour, maybe two. I don't want this stream to be too long, so probably like an hour stream, and see if we can get some of this. And then more than likely I'll close it out before I leave. Let's see here. There's another one. I was looking at APT. This one on the 1 hour time frame. It did some work. Did some nice work. I thought I posted this one and I didn't. It already went up 12%. So more than likely it should come back down to maybe this area. You know, if we do a fib retracement, it's on the 1 hour time frame. Let's just say we pulled it from here to here. Halfway point is right around here. And here's where the market makers were just pushing it up, pushing it up. This on the hour, pushing it up, pushing it up, pushing it up. And right now, you know, it's starting to come down, and then possibly continue coming down to at least this area. If not, maybe it might come down here, then come up a little bit to this area of rejection, then possibly continue coming down. So for this one, looking for maybe like 8%. So looking for about the same. You know, I think we'll come way down here in the hour. No, we will probably won't even come to down to 8% in the hour, but I don't know. We'll see. So it's in the hour, and then of course the momentum. We do have a low, high, high, low. So there's divergence. It is playing out. We do have the VWAP coming down. We do have more money flow exiting. We should potentially start seeing this do a momentum wave to the downside. So on the 1 hour time frame, we have reduced volume, reducing price. 15-minute time frame. I really don't care about the higher time frames because I'm just going from the hour to the 15-minute to the 5, then possibly the 1, just because I just want to be in and out. So here on the 15-minute time frame, having a very difficult time remaining above the 9 SMA. I don't show anything bullish on the 15-minute. No, you know, possible rounding or support or higher highs. So that's a good thing. Here we do have where the light blue is crossing the regular wave. So this is saying that potentially it could go up. It is crossed the white line, which this means that it should potentially go up, but it can still come way down here. We do have the VWAP crossing up, the money flow increasing to the positive. So all this is saying that potentially it should go up. Not only that, but we have a lot of divergence from this to this. However, this divergence has been here for a long time already, since really here, the start of it. But even though there's divergence, it still came down, still came down, still came down. There's still divergence, still divergence, still divergence, still divergence. So, you know, this divergence should have played out a long time ago. But right now it is currently going up. It'd be really nice to see it come down here to at least the 200. And this is where the 200, this is the past 200 candle closes on the 15-minute. So this is the average. Doesn't mean it's a magnet, it just means that's the average of where they closed. So if it did come down here to the average, that'd be good. 5-minute time frame, it's looking bullish though. Short term anyway. You know, maybe come up here and then come back down. We do have, let's see here, more selling, more money coming out, but the price is going up. We do have this coming up. This, we have a double divergence. So we had divergence here, divergence here. So this divergence put this high. That's it. Now we have another divergence. It looks like it really wants to go up before it goes down. Let's go on the 1-minute time frame. Nothing but lower lows. We have the market makers pushing this up. So, I mean, it can continue coming up and then come down and eat this up. We are overbought already. We're bought over the white line. We're overbought. Money flow is coming in. Lots of money flow. Lots of money. We have no divergence. It depends if you want to count it from here or if you're counting it from here. Let's see. I don't know. So these are my two. All right. I was looking at Bitcoin or BNB. This one we're still doing good in. And if it was closer to this and start coming up, then I go along on this one. HNT, man, this one just rocketing now. But we would have been stopped out. This would actually be good for a short. because it's up here already. Let me look at this one for a short. Because look, resistance, 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 right at it. Approaching overbought. We do have this, the market makers are pushing this one up. You can tell by this volume. So if I change these candles, you can see it. See how it's green? So let me go ahead and delete all this crapperoonie. And so even though the market makers are pushing it up, that does not mean that it's going to come down, because it can continue going up until it decides to come down. But I do like this one though. Is it time for it to come up? Here we're overbought. Pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Market makers. What's the take this off? 1%. Okay. So 6976. Alt J. Copy. What were we looking at? HTN. HNT. 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 So HNT. Do a 10x. Confirm. Stop loss here. Alt J. There's a stop loss. And we don't want to lose a lot of money. So the amount of money I can lose is, let's just say $10. Okay. And let's go ahead and put it at this price. Let's go short, short. So right now it's above it. Hopefully it hits it. If it moves down, we might move this down. But we'll give it a few, about a minute or two, and we'll see if it hits it. And sometimes I like doing this to where, you know, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes 15, sometimes I miss it, but here I got it. So for the entire account, I can't lose more than $50 for the entire account. So this one I'm willing to lose $10. And let's go back to this. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and look at the higher time frame, 15-minute time frame. We all have all of this green candle that it can take. Not only that, but every time it comes up here, it tends to come down pretty nicely. So this would be a nice area for our target. And it came down here, came up, came down a little bit, came up, came down all the way. Came up here, came down all the way here. So the same area as this. So right around this area would be nice. So from here, we'll front run it a little bit. So we'll do about 5%. So Alt J. and a copy, and come back over here to this, go to this, and right now we're up just a tad. Now again, I don't want to be in these long, so even though my target is way down here, I may take the profit early. So we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna put on some music. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. All right, I'm back. Okay. So I guess while we're here, we can draw some lines and stuff. Let's see here. So this is a rising channel. Trend line. Alt T. Got to remember that. So we have this. We can do it like that. Clone. All right. A rising broadening wedge. Either way, it's to the downside. Unless you follow somebody else that calls this a rising flag, bull flag, which is ridiculous. So that is that. This should break down. Does it mean it will? Nope. It could go up, but it should come down. Now, what I'm looking for is the break of this. I want it to break this. If it breaks this, we're looking in good shape. So not only will it break this area of support and this area of support, but it'll also break underneath our potential. This is our 30 SMA, our 30 SMA. So we'll see. And here's the boring part. So what I really want to do is eventually I want to be able to do this. Kind of like how Jason Casper and all these other people who do leverage and just kind of show the trade. But the only problem is, like, once you do it, like, you gotta wait. And like, so I guess what I could do is I could do the trade, you know, and then first look for a trade, chart the trade, enter the trade, monitor the trade, and as I'm monitoring the trade, be taking requests for other coins. But then if there's no request, then it gets really boring. That's what I could do. So right now we have 10x leverage. We're risking $10. And let's pull this out, this bad boy, short. So we entered here. So at the moment, and it more than likely will change, but at the moment, we have a pretty much a 5-to-1 ratio. What's a 4-to-1 ratio? So at the moment, we have a 4-to-1 ratio, which is pretty good. But this is only if we allow it to come way down here. Because as this comes down, you know, I'm gonna get my stop loss and I'm gonna move it tighter so that, you know, we're not at a loss. Now I do see people doing this on their live streams, and I don't, you know, hate on them for it. You know, to me, I think it's smart. I think it's really smart when they do that. Sometimes though, you don't give the trade a chance though. But I would really like for it to break below this 30 SMA, stay underneath it. Then I can get my negative $10 to move it down here. So now I'll probably be like break even, or possibly maybe plus $1, maybe. So we probably need maybe another like 5 minutes or so. So we'll see. Right now, this is HNT. Once again, the reason we're doing HNT is because of this. Resistance, 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 resistance. We had a pump with the market makers. Now, this is showing the market makers possibly trying to do a reversal. So possibly trying to bring it down. Now, it could come down just a little bit, continue eating this box, and then shoot up. We don't want that. We want it to keep on coming down, just like this. How this is a possible reversal, and then it kept on coming down. So we'll see. Only time will tell. How is Sol doing? Sol is looking like it wants to come down. So here we had the market makers pushing it down. Then retail started buying it up. Then this is a possible reversal from up, and the market makers are trying to push it down again. Market makers want to break it down here. Possibly. Nobody knows. So in the 15-minute time frame, Turbo. How's Turbo looking? Sorry, Turbo hasn't come back up here. I thought it was right in this area. Start coming down. BNB. All right. This one we got stopped out on. APT. Man, I was really thinking this one was going to come down. The 1 hour. Oh, it is coming down. Yeah, I think this is going to come down like possibly to here. Right now it's coming up. 15-minute. I think it'll come down here. So go here to here. Looking about 4% for a quickie. So a 5-minute time frame. So now the price action's above our 30 SMA. We can see our 9 crossing up pretty aggressively. We're right underneath our 50, right underneath our 50 EMA cloud. It's still looking, even though it's coming up, it's still looking bearish. You know, we have lower highs, lower lows. We do have our trend line. We'll have to do our trend line from here. What was it? Alt H? Nope, not Alt H. Alt T? I forgot what it was. Alt T. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Trend line. So it did break our trend line. It's about to break this. So it'll actually change the trend. Even though I think it should come down. Let's see if it gets rejected here. We'll go this level. I was going to do this one, but this one's just like barely above it. So let's see if it crosses this level. So HNT. So right now it is underneath our 30 SMA. It broke below, tried to fight above, got rejected, continued to come up, broke above it, then the next candle couldn't do it. So it came down. We have another candle coming down, down, down. So now we have a new level that we need to watch. And that new level, you guessed it, is right there. That's our new level that, so this was our level of support. We had support here, broke down just a little bit lower, creating this support. And then now we're waiting to see if in fact it's going to continue coming down. Now we can see that we have a new pretty much trend because it broke below this trend line. So now we have this. I'm not using this. I'm using this and this. This is how you do proper trend lines, unlike what you might see on YouTube. And now this, there's so many different patterns. I believe this is a bullish pattern. I don't know for sure though, but I think this is a bullish pattern. Don't know the name of it. But regardless, this is what we're looking at. But regardless of patterns, the way I look at it is if it crosses one trend line, well then now it's, well, our top trend line anyway, now it's looking bullish. If it crosses our bottom trend line, well now it's looking bearish. Pretty simple. Like I don't need to remember all these different indicators. Now, I do want to see this break below this. If it breaks below this, I'm going to move my stop loss. I might move it before. We'll see, though. Just want to kind of see what the next candle or two brings. So, you know, now it's just waiting process. Now we still have bullish divergence. You see this red? See this red area? This is low, and then this is lower. A red area, this is low, and this is way higher. So we do have bullish divergence on the 1 minute time frame. Now the bullish divergence could be where it comes back to our entry, and then it played out, and then now continues coming down. Possible. Or it can go higher. So with trading, like, there's nothing that's guaranteed. There's nothing that's 100%. It's literally probabilities. Whether you're using Fu Manchu, Market Cipher B, whether you're using the MACD, the RSI, the different candles that show you, you know, the market makers, like all of it's just probability. Because this right here, it could come up here to this, or it can come down here to this. It just really depends. So let's focus on our H and T. We do have, I don't think I've seen that before. A green. Is that an order block? It wouldn't be an order block. It's a gray candle. It's not a fair value gap either. I'm not sure what that green is. Now the reason it split this green candle created all this gray. Then this purple candle, as it's coming down, it's eating up the gray. However, it's producing gray because it's a colored candle. Came all the way down here. Then the next candle was this one, and it started eating all this up. So now it's eating up the gray that this purple produced and leaving this. So that's telling me that it might come up here, back up to resistance, then possibly come down and eat this up. That's what we're looking for. So right now, I'm going to move my stop loss. I wanted to do it, man, I'm gonna have to move it right here. So instead of losing $10, I will be losing $5, $5.50. In my opinion, that's pretty good. And I have it right above this wick. Now, granted, there's a box up here based off of our other chart. There's a box of interest up here. That's why we put our stuff up here. But we do have it here to reduce the amount of money that we're going to lose if it does come up. And more than likely, once it breaks, like I mentioned earlier, this kind of area, well, let's go ahead and change it to this pretty much level. Well, let me do this. So as you can see, as it's printing candles, it's printing lows and printing highs. Lows, highs, highs, lows. And every time it does that, you know, depending on your leverage, really, you know, if you're just trading regular spot, you don't have to follow it. But if you're trading leverage, then you might want to go ahead and put these new levels in. But if it does cross this level, then I'm definitely getting this and moving this to the positive. So right now we've been doing this for about 35 minutes. We haven't made any money. So now we're just waiting. Now, of course, the more money you have, the more money you can do, or the more leverage you can use, or you can use high leverage with low amount of money. The only problem with that is that you can easily lose it. So now we're just waiting. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and sell this right now and then re-enter when it breaks the lower part. That's what I'm going to do. So 100% last short, and I think it's going to miss it. Yeah, I missed it. So let's see here. So I'm at a loss right now. I'll move it down. Yep. So I can either lose 140 if I close it out now, or $5. Okay, here we go. Oof, I almost did it too. So hopefully it takes this up. If it does, we'll re-enter once it breaks this level. If this was in the positive, I'd be taking it right now, but it's not. No, it's not going to do it. Maybe. Here it comes. I'm going to end up closing it, but I want to see this in the positive. And then this is good too, because it's showing a high and then a lower high. So that's good too. I'm just waiting. I'm pretty sure once I close this, it'll be done. I'm not sure if anyone's in here or not. Okay, it closed. All right, so that's it for the show. Very boring.